Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is October the 27th, 2025, and this is episode 325. On today's show, I have whips, I have haul, and I have plans for November. So sit back, relax, grab your beverage of choice, water for me, and your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, how was everybody's week? Mine was good. I made it to the gym 3 times last week. I'm very happy about that. Didn't make it today, but that was a planned skip. So I will be going 4 days. So Tuesday through Friday, I will be going. Wednesday, it started to snow. I went to the gym in the morning, and between that hour and a half I was there, it has started snowing. So we are now in our snowy season here in the interior of Alaska. And it has warmed up and snowed and froze. So the roads have been, they were okay on Friday, but we had a warning, I think it was Friday night or Saturday, that if you don't need to be out, don't go out. So that means that the roads were pretty slippery. There hasn't been another one of those warnings about the roads. So I will probably venture out today after this video is uploaded so that I didn't go to the grocery store on Sunday like I usually do. I decided to take one more day. Went knitting on Friday. It was fine. Where we meet now is at the local library, which isn't very far from where I live. So I just, went to the library to knit. It was fun. We set aside a room for 2 hours. Yeah, for 2 hours we have the room. And that's a perfect amount of time to sit, knit, and chat, and have a great time. Sunday, the littles didn't come out because it's, with the warning on, I think it was Saturday, with the warning on Saturday and the snow, we had snow over the weekend. They decided not to bring the kids in, which is, I totally understand. I think they're like 15 miles away from us with 2 overpasses and the highway. There were probably several people off on the ditch. There is a road you can go between their house and a section of the highway that you can bypass, but at some points that was closed because of accidents. So it was for the best that the littles did not come over for the Sunday before Halloween. I will be packing up the Halloween stuff and moving it downstairs probably in the next couple of days. I've only got I have one thing outside, so I can pull that on Halloween night and put it away later. So, but I think for the majority of the stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and put it away. Because I like Halloween. As you know, I stitch it. I just don't feel like decorating this year. Yeah. Oh, well. It is what it is. Anything else exciting? No, nothing really. So I think that's all the blathering I have for you this week. Shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. All right. So I have 2 new starts. One of the new starts is part of my haul. So I will go ahead and show you this part of the haul. And then I'll show you the rest of the haul later. Okay, so I thought this was the cutest pattern I've seen in a long time. This is called Skull Garden. It's by Miss Prim. I am stitching this on a 32 count Atomic Ranch in Prairie Land. So I will show you. I am doing the skull behind the fence. This is the one I'm doing. I'll show you the whole thing here. So this one is a cool one, but I am doing this one with the fence work on the bottom. This one has only 2 colors. There is, let's see, it tells me here. For version number 2, which is the garden one right here, has 3 colors. Okay. And I worked on this. After I received it, I worked on it at night. I started it at night. So this was my nightly stitch last week. And I started with a center start. So look at that. Super cool. And the two colors are both weeks, and it's carrot and what's this other one? Shoot, come on. Onyx. So these two. So I think it's going to be super cute. But I did get all three colors. So the third color is beige. So I'll show it since it's right here. So I did get the third color beige. There is some, if you see, there's little dots. I may go ahead, instead of using the black onyx, I might go ahead and throw the beige in as those little dots that are hanging out there. So, yay! I kept this on the frame. I'm probably going to go ahead and take it off, but I'm not sure yet. So let me put that in there. Okay. Then my second new start was Monster House. And this is by Satsuma Street. I did pull some of my Pirate and Robin floss, but then I also just used DMC. There was a lot more. I didn't realize that Robin and the Pirate and Robin packet of Halloween colors were darker than what she's wanting in the pattern. So I just went ahead and pulled the DMC for this one. And let's see where, oh, there it is. I am stitching this on 28 count raw natural linen, and I believe this is this might be a Witchelt or a Swiger. I'm not quite sure. I'll show you the colors. So they're all fun, bright, pastel-y, wonderful colors. So, and the two oranges are so close in color. So hopefully they're not right next to each other. But I didn't do a lot on this one. Oh, it says a Weigart because it's got the orange. Okay. Oops. I just started at the top center with the moon. So, and that one actually is a Pirate and Robin white. So yeah, I like it. I like the Pirate and Robin. And I believe they're 10 yards. Yeah, they are 10 yards. So very, very cool. Okay. All right. Then I worked on Michelle Ink's Quaker Gone Hunted, and this is on 36 count Bramble Edinburgh by Picture This Plus. Oops. Using the called for floss. And this one, I got the word buried done. I had the B and part of the U, so I finished that and started working on the motif underneath the angel there. So let's see. There we go. So buried was finished, and then that little motif there. So super cool. Some of these I'm sad that they're getting put away for the rest of the year. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I'm still kind of debating. Okay, then the wheel spun the wheel, and I got Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. And I am stitching this on the 28 count Bang Cashel Linen by Crossed Wing Collection. And I am using the called for DMC. this thing has so many colors. Okay, and let's see. I worked on the crow's nest. I got it filled in. There's one more, like 3 stitches I need to do in that crow's nest. And then I started working on the sail underneath the first mat, the first line of sail. So yeah, this one I didn't do a lot of stitching, but I stitched on a lot of things. Yeah, so this is the big piece. I absolutely love this piece. It's so much fun. I do have on my wish list the Petite Treasure braid, because I got the wrong size of the Simple Lame. I got the wrong size of it. So I have it. I'm waiting for the glow in the dark to come in, and then I will order the rest of it. So hopefully not right away, because I've done enough ordering for a little while, as you will see. Next year is a no buying patterns, no buying fabric. Floss if I need it, yes. Fabric and patterns, no. Because I have plenty, as you know. I have way too many. Okay. I'll zip that completely up later. Okay, then I worked on The Witch by Cottage Garden. Wow, where did that come from? I have no idea. Cottage Garden Samplings, the Snowman Collection, The Witch. Super cute. Super cute. Okay. And I am stitching this one on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. Okay. And I filled in the white on his face. So the white is all done on his face. And I started filling in his face. So he still needs his nose done. And then his face is done. And then I worked on was it the darker color? Yeah, the darker color that you see there on the bottom for his cloak that he's wearing. So, oops, did that wrong. And that's where it's at. Super cute. I think it's going to be fun to have this one. And I might leave this one out for winter stitching in December, since he's a snowman. Even though he's a witch, he's Halloween, he's also a winter piece. So put that in a different pile. All right, then I worked on Scylla Witches Quaker by Teresa Kogut. And this pattern I worked on for a day, and then I worked on it a couple of nights, or one night. Or maybe I worked on this 2 days. I worked on this one because I was really feeling it. I was really enjoying the stitch. So I just went ahead and kept stitching on it. And this one is on 36 count. It's right here. Pumpkin by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm using the called for floss on this. So I have almost a page finish. There's little bits still that need to be put in, but since they carried on to the next page, I just went ahead and left them out. And like this one down here is I believe a tree, so I didn't fill in the tree there, but I put the green in as well. I made it a green-eyed ghost, even though it was supposed to be a dark-eyed ghost. Since I have green eyes, green-eyed ghost. So I was really happy with how this is turning out. This was so much fun. I really enjoyed this. This one might be one I work on a lot next year, because I really did enjoy stitching on this. Kind of didn't want to stop, but yeah, it was hard. It was hard. All right. And since I finished the Ghostly Gatherings, I went ahead and picked up my last whip go of the month. And that was my Sleeping Bee by Blue Flower. And I'm stitching this on 40 Count Platinum Newcastle by Zweigart. So there's my Sleeping Bee. And I worked on this Saturday night, Sunday, yeah. Okay. And I got the first half is done. So this side is completed, and I did the wing. So I was very happy to get as much of this done as I did. And I almost kept working on it, because if I had pushed through and even did some of this in December, I probably can finish it. Because I was really surprised about how fast this stitched up. But for some reason, this bunch takes forever. And Sunday, I did this whole wing. So, since I didn't have the littles, I didn't have to, you know, not that I didn't have to hang out with them. I like hanging out with them. I like playing with them and making their lunch and just, you know, setting them up to have fun. It was kind of quiet for me. And the last thing I worked on, and I barely worked on this, I worked on 3 projects on Sunday. The second or the third project is still out there. That's my Monday project. I went ahead and started it early. I pulled out Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. This one, as you remember, I wanted to finish the borders, and I did. So I went ahead and just worked a little bit on this, just because it sounded like it would be fun. And I did. I worked on it very little, but I did work on it. And I started the witch's hat pumpkin. So all this dark black was what I worked on. So I'll pull that back. It's not a very big pattern, so yeah. This one I could see maybe stitching on this once a month. See how much I can get done in each of the things. I'm not sure. Each of the borders. But like I said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Just give me a second here. I could have put that away later, but that's okay. All right, so that's all I stitched on last week. I stitched on a lot, didn't get a lot done, but I stitched on a lot. I'm really happy with what I did accomplish. It was a lot of fun, and I had a great time. So purchases. So you saw my one purchase, which was the New Start. I picked up some more fabric from, who's this from? This is from, darn it, Primitive Hair. I had forgotten that first order that I had from Primitive Hair, and this is called Wicked Woods. It's 30 count, and it is a pre-printed fabric. And I have no idea what I'm going to put on it, but it is so cool. Okay, so I'll show you the top, and then I'll show you the bottom here. Let me fold it over because it's kind of hard to see. All right, so the bottom has a pumpkin on the bottom and some more, here we go, some more tree stuff. Look at that pumpkin. This one would have been cool to put that, which is the witch snowman, would have been really cool on this, but obviously I can't do that again. So fun. So I will look through my Halloween stash and see what I can put. think I will lightly iron this and get it better eventually. Not right now. Okay. Then I picked up the fabric. This is the Bolin linen. And the Bolin linen is what they used to do this woodland stitchy friend. So I'll show you that. And this is another primitive hair. And I actually got this piece of 30 count off of 123 Stitch. I had it requested to let me know what it got in, and so obviously they did. So it is just, it smells like coffee. So it's just writing. So I'll show you the upside down here, but I thought it was so cool to see that behind that little dude. So I went ahead and picked up this piece for that. Okay, and then I got some more stuff from 123 Stitch. I picked up some more floss for the 2 new stitches that I had from the primitive hair. The other 2 that I started, I don't know if I had enough floss. In my mind, I don't think I do. So I went ahead and just ordered a couple more so that when I did Witches Are Welcome, I'd have enough of the black, and don't remember where the burnt orange goes. I'll have to figure that out. But the carriage black goes with Witches Are Welcome. So, which you will actually see next week, because I've already spun the wheel for the last of this month, and it got called again. Both of my primitive hairs that I had started, both of them got called. So that's pretty cool. Okay, then I found this pattern on 123 Stitch, and it is called Witches in the Air, and it says, everywhere there are witches in the air. Let me say this again. There are witches everywhere. There are witches in the air. That's actually what it says. And this is by Not Forgotten Farms. And it is only stitched in 310. So this one would be a fun one to take traveling with, since there's only one color. And I'm going to be stitching this on 30 count cappuccino linen by Weeks Dye Works. Is that what it's called for? I don't know. It doesn't. It says 30 count old farmhouse linen from Non-Forgotten Farms, but I think this was an alternative, so I think it'll be great in there. So halfway kitted. And then the last thing I picked up is this one from Lola Crow, and it's called Murder in the Pumpkin Patch. So the murder of crows in the pumpkin patch. And this one is stitched with DMC. So, and I just dropped the fabric. Okay. So, I just think that's super cool. And I purchased a thing of 32 count Nocturne Belfast by Picture This Plus. So, I think it would look really good with this. And this was called for 32 count Mirage. So, I almost think that Nocturne was another one that was suggested. So, it's a little bit dark. It looks like it's going to be a little bit darker. But I think everything will still pop really nicely. And I can see putting some of my shiny etoile in here will make it really cool. But, yay! Did I need them? No. But I have never heard of Lola Crow. So, I'm looking at her pattern. It's let's see, it's that big. So that's not bad. It's colored. So I'll just go like that. So it's in colors. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun project. Does it say how big? There is fractional stitches, it says. I haven't really looked to see. So this is 32 count, so that would mean it's, if you did 16 count, it would be 9 by 6.5. So that's not bad. I think it'll be really good. And there is back stitching, so yeah. Sorry, I've kind of rambled on about my purchases here. So give me a second so I get these all kind of out of the way, because it is now time for Whip Go for November and December. I can obviously tell you December's if you're, I will just go ahead. Okay, so November, 2 numbers were called. So it is Turkish Delight and Ann Hopkins. So I've already got, I'll show you guys. I've already got kind of where I want to stitch those things. I am going to move Turkish Delight to the 4th, because on the first Monday of the next month, I'm going to start a new start for new November. I've also, as you see, have other dates already planned out. I have Halloween at Hakron Hollow in 2 spaces. Winter montage for Christmas, and Veterans Day I have Let Freedom Ring. I'm going to let that stand, and then I'm going to work on all the new starts, which is all Halloween. So there'll be more Halloween stitching scattered throughout here. So you'll be seeing new starts and Halloween starts that I started, and some old favorites. I have the Christmas by Caterpillar cross stitch that started last month. I'm going to go ahead and work on those on Saturday and Sunday. They may be my nightly stitches as well, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so let's see. Is it in here? No, oh, I have a bucket here, and I'm not sure if I have all of my new starts in here, but I think I do. So I'll just go ahead and show you really quickly the 4 new starts. I have 5 in case I change my mind, but the 4 new starts that I want to do for November. Plus I'm just going to quickly just remind you about the Caterpillar cross stitch, which is a it's a Christmas round tree. So I am 2 clues behind. I will be starting this on Saturday. So here we go. And it's all in this fun bag, ready to go. Okay. I have plans on starting Saga, which is a big, huge, long dog sampler. Stitching this on 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana by Picture This Plus. So I have this on my tablet, so I'll be starting it on the tablet. And I am going to be using, I'll show you the fabric. I'm going to use 3371 for the borders of the motifs. And inside, I'm going to be using this beautiful piece of fabric from Silks for You, and this is, do I still have it? PR 128. So that's going to be inside. I think it's going to look really pretty. So that is my first start, probably on the 4th. Okay. And I know I just received this one, and I really, really want to start it. I wanted to stitch this since the first time I saw it. And this is the Glendon Place Amazing Dessert Collection. And which one is this one? Does it say? Plum pudding. This is plum pudding. And I just think that is so beautiful. So I have all the called for floss, which is Dinky Dyes, and 1 DMC. Stay. Nope, it's not going to stay. And I'll be using this pretty piece of, this is a half a yard of 28 count Sprite cashel linen. I pictured as plus. So I'm super excited about starting this. Sorry for all of the noise here. I need to get it in its own bag. Okay. Then I have, so that's 1, 2, this is number 3. And this is Autumn Cloche. Since it is November, I figured I should do some type of autumn stitch. This is by Hello by Liz Matthews. And I will be stitching this piece on, let's see, I think this is a Fortnite fabric. Do I have the tag? Yes, I do. It's all the way at the bottom here. This is Pardon Me by Fortnite Fabrics. So let's see which side, probably this side. So I have a nice big piece here. I will double and triple check before I start this, because I probably will do a center top start. I like to do center top starts. Sometimes I like to do center starts, but we'll see. We shall see. And then this one is one, if I don't feel like starting one of those projects, I have the design work project, and this is Mother Moon with the called for floss, but not the called for flat fabric. I'm going to be stitching her on this piece of 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana. So instead of the 14 count 8, I will substitute it for this 32 count, which means I'll have plenty of floss because it is on a smaller count. But here is Mother Moon. I just loved EJ's Mother Moon, and this one is the kit. So it's got, like I said, it's got the floss and the beads. And I think she's so pretty. And I do have, I have Father Son, I think is what he is, somewhere. I think it's still over there. So if I do Mother Moon, I have Father Son, but I'd like to start with this one as well. Okay, and who knows, maybe I'll just feel like starting it anyway. So here we go. And that's the new starts I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of flash you these again. So I will be working on Monster House, Skull Garden, this one is, oh, this is the Pumpkin House by Al Forrest. And the other two are over here. And the other two I will be filling in with is Witches Are Welcome. And That's where the pumpkin, the burnt orange needs to go into is this one. This one is Trick or Treat Pumpkin. So that is what I'm planning on for November. Okay. Just leave those open so I can put the floss in. And then December, I will tell you what 3 projects were called for December with WhipGo. So let me get to that page here. So it's Autumn Bee, Red Christmas, and Quaker Halloween. So I was really glad to see that the Red Christmas actually did end up being in December. So I've got those all listed out already, where they're going to fall. I still have the Christmas stitching for the stitch along projects for Saturday and Sunday if I still need to. So yay. So my November is done. Just have to do that. And then December WhipGo is also almost done. And I'm very happy that I'm still really good on my WhipGo board. I'll show you guys my WhipGo board. I have everything but those 5 projects crossed off. So yeah, this will be the first time, if I keep up with it, hopefully, that I will have a full coverage, and I am super jazzed about that. I am planning in December to show you the 25 and 25, which you know I've already kiboshed that. So I will show you what I did accomplish for my 25 and 25. And yeah, I am super stoked about my WhipGo. And I'm really excited about new November. Start a new project. Work on something that you started earlier in the year. Have a fun time. So looking around, all I see is piles that I've talked about. So I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.